Hello, this is Lillian Pilot, and welcome to Perspectives on a Crazy World here on Crazy Radio. This week, we heard from somebody who is a little bit miffed because they were called on for being unprepared. We'll talk about that in just a second.
The Dome's Nature Retreat at High Rolls offers forested mountains all around, miles from the nearest neighbor, a true weekend getaway less than an hour from Alamogordo, accommodations for groups large and small at the Dome's Nature Retreat in High Rolls, 575-430-0739.
Dear Lillian, recently someone at work said to me, "Your lack of preparation does not constitute an emergency for me." I was pretty annoyed, and now I cringe when I see them. What do you think? Ouch, that's uncomfortable. I don't know the specific details of your situation, but I can tell you I've been on both sides of that statement. Once I was working in a really busy office, and I had to rely on some other people for certain operations reports, and I was late requesting information for a meeting, and I was told my lack of preparation wasn't an emergency for them at that time. In my mind, there were all kinds of great reasons I was late. In their mind, my reasons were of my own making. They weren't rude, they were just really clear, and I had to scramble to put together enough information for the meeting. I didn't come off as professionally as I could have and should have, but the world didn't end. Of course, I've been in my life both the offender and the hatchet. I've helped bail people out, and I've refrained from helping. How I say, "Sure I can help," or "Sorry, you're on your own," depends a little on the circumstances. For example, how important is it? Is my response being delivered like a frontal attack, or is it kind but firm? Is the person asking for emergency assistance a chronic offender? Will refusal to help create unnecessarily harsh consequences? And I think all these things should factor in. In the case of my fellow employee denying me help, they were at a deadline for all the reports they had to prepare, and they were frustrated because it wasn't the first time I'd been late asking for my reports. And the outcome wasn't going to damage the company, just me a little bit. Some folks like this expression because it sounds clever, but at the end of the day, regardless of the delivery, what they're saying is, "I'm frustrated you didn't take care of your own business, and in the future, could you please plan your time better?" And then ideally, feelings are put aside, the focus moves to getting the job done. That's a team player response, and maybe more instructive than anything. Now, if we're talking about a chronic offender, we all have to deal with tough love at some point. It might be a friend, sibling, coworker, or even one of our own kids. And the kindest answer might lie in saying, "I can't help you with this. It's an emergency you created, and you need to sort this one out on your own." In the long run, the day-to-day with people is so much simpler when we have clear boundaries and we don't project our own emotions onto everyone else. My experience tells me that when I'm clear and living in integrity, this kind of thing rarely even shows up in my life. Only you know the truth of your particular situation. If it really was out of line and rude, you may need a calm face-to-face with the person who called you out. But if you are the chronic offender, you might find a great benefit in just owning your actions and apologizing for putting them in an uncomfortable situation, and then learning some time management skills. Either way, everybody needs to declare victory and move on.